When I came to Chicago, I couldn't handle my past. The Holocaust happened to my family. It happened to 6 million people, but it didn't happen to me. I grew up in a town called Klucharki, and it was a small community. It was the suburb of a big city called Munkac. Life was wonderful. I had a great childhood. I was raised in an Orthodox home, and prior to the war, most of my friends were not Jewish. I knew nothing about anti-Semitism during that time. The first that I remember, any anti-Semitism, any fear directed towards me or my family, was waking up one morning going to school. I remember a man teacher standing at the door, holding his hand up to me and telling me Jewish children needed to go home. We were not allowed to go to school any longer. Before we were taken into the ghetto, it was during the last days of Passover. In the middle of that night, there was the knock that came on our door. My mother opened the door, and there were soldiers standing there with a gun pointing at her. We were told we had 15 minutes to gather our clothes, to take whatever we could carry, and we were going to be relocated. We lived in this ghetto until one day they came to take us to the train stations. We did not know where we were going. We were pushed in to this boxcar and the door locked from the outside. That's the first, that the real fear of the unknown really set in. The doors opened. Most of the people in my compartment were dead. My grandfather was one of the people that died in this compartment going to Auschwitz concentration camp. When I got on this train, I was not quite 13. I lined up with adults. Then they called age, and I told my mother she was in the wrong line. She went into a different line. When I asked several hours later when I would see my mother, they pointed to the smoke. This has been a heavy burden to carry. I remember the hair and the tears mingling on my face as they were shaving my head. I remember holding a pair of clogs or whatever else they gave me, and they pushed me into this area where there were thousands of shaved, dirty, uniformed, skinny women. This lady, who was so dirty and so skinny, kept staring at me. It turned out she was my mother's youngest sister, my Aunt Bella. She was the one that put her arms around me every single night while I was hungry and scared and crying. She would whisper, "Tomorrow will be better." I can hear her. Let's just live through the night. Tomorrow will be better. You'll see. She's the one that helped me survive Auschwitz concentration camp. We were doing slave labor in this factory, and there were 600 of us, 600 women. And I was the youngest. There was hardly any food, hardly any rest. 599 women lined up when this little piece of bread was given. I would extend my hand, and I would get a little crumb from these women. In turn, I promised to be their messenger if I survived. I would tell their story if I survived. After I was here for many years, I would not associate with any survivors. I wouldn't join any clubs. I didn't want to talk about it. I couldn't and wouldn't. Until I became a grandmother, and my son came to me one day and he said, "Mom, I need to know, and your grandchildren will need to know." And this is where I became the survivor. I had a promise that I needed to keep. But the rest is up to you, humanity, to learn from our past so that this does not happen to anyone ever again. I have so much more to tell you, so please ask me questions.
Hi, Fritzie.
Hello.
Fritzie would love to answer your questions if anyone has one. Yes, please.
How long were you in the concentration camp?
How long were you in the camp?
I don't remember how long I was in Auschwitz. I don't remember the day I was brought in. I don't remember the date. And I don't remember the date I was taken out of Auschwitz itself.
What was your most difficult moment in the camp?
I thought I would die when I was walking towards the gas chambers. I thought I would die when I didn't have enough food. I didn't think I would last another day without food. I thought I would die many times just walking in the camp itself when I heard a shot coming and someone standing next to me. There was never any certainty. When we were in Auschwitz, it was, am I going to live till tonight? Did I carry enough rocks today? Do I have the strength to walk back into the camp itself? Or am I going to fall here and die? So that was always with me. And it was always a matter of Can I just do one more?